Would you be open to taking some science-based advice from me, even though you're the pro? I'm at one of the best bodybuilding gyms in the world, where mass monsters come from all across the globe. I'm gonna see if they'd be willing to take science-based advice from me.
Okay.
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mentzer. I know more things than Mike Mentzer.
Bro, you're obviously way bigger than me.
That's it.
IFBB pros are under attack from Jeff Nippard, and in this video, the Jack Stack Daddy Shreddy is ready to react to Jeff Nippard's critique to IFBB Pro Bodybuilders. We'll listen to him. Let's find out. My name is Shreddy, a professional wrestler and the 2022 NABBA Mr. Britain Bodybuilding Champion.
So I'm trying to see if people who are bigger than me would be open to hearing science-based lifting advice.
Oh, I would for sure. If you're smart, you're gonna ask the big guy, you're gonna ask the science guy, and then you just try shit out and see what works for yourself.
Way more respectful from the pro bodybuilders than what I thought we would be getting, to be honest. So it'll be very interesting to see how this video plays out. I just wonder what was going through Jeff's head to make this video, because it is a good idea for a video. Jeff is someone who is in shape, clearly natty, but his physique compared to a pro bodybuilder is just laughable. It's nowhere, like, not even in the same stratosphere.
Bro, you're obviously way bigger than me, but I'm still wondering, would you be open to taking science-based lifting advice from me?
Absolutely, man. I'm always willing to learn. You might not agree with someone's entire training approach. There's always little things that you can take that you can apply to your own training.
Great answer there. Good pro bodybuilders are always open to learning. If we look at some of the top Olympians, have been coached by Hani Ramboys. He's never won Mr. Olympia title. He's never became an IFBB pro bodybuilder. So just because you're not a pro yourself doesn't mean you don't have the knowledge.
But you say you're open to hearing advice?
Of course.
Okay, here's this up.
Okay.
And the reason for that, if you put it at hand height and hold it here, you'll feel the most tension while your delt is most stretched. Step out even a little more, get a little more stretch here.
I wonder if these knew each other prior to the video, and I wonder what's going through his head there when he's hearing Jeff talk, because it's natural. If you look better than someone, you're naturally going to disregard everything that they say. It's just like if you're a millionaire and you have someone who is broke telling you how to manage your money, you're not going to listen to them. If you were listening to someone who is massively out of shape and fat talk to you about healthy eating, unfair impressions, you're not going to listen to them. So I wonder what is going through his head. It would be good to speak to some of these, to actually question them, to follow that up. Maybe that's a video that Shreddy can do in the future.
So you have a very unique benching style to tell you to pull the slack out of the bar.
I like that. Like, he's very self-aware, and that's an important thing to have, no matter what field you're in, whether it's bodybuilding, fitness, business, whatever it is. You can have knowledge about something, but not as much success as somebody else in that field who may not have that knowledge. I work with loads of businesses who are very successful, but they don't have a clue about marketing. They don't have a clue about anything from an academic marketing background, which is kind of what my background is, but they're very successful. So what they're doing is working. And in some scenarios, it's okay. Well, now if you're open to learning and applying some of these teachings to what you're doing already and changing what you're doing, you can be even better. And maybe that is the case with this, but I think it depends how you put the information across. And I think Jeff is coming across really well here. I've never watched a Jeff Nippard video before. My only knowledge of Jeff Nippard is from seeing Greg Doucette doing reaction videos.
Jeff Nippard, the science-based lifter.
Jeff is coming across way better than I have been led to believe he comes across on videos here.
I don't think I noticed a lot of leg drive. If you could push down and push the floor away from you, if that could help you generate more power, or maybe that would just make you overthink it and actually bench press less.
So I like this here. I like what's about to come. When I would bench heavy, I'd dig my heels into the floor, so I completely get what Jeff's saying here. So if he's noticed this guy is just, kind of raw dogging it, he's thinking, well, you're not doing that, it can probably help you.
That's where I kind of have to think about doing it.
Yeah.
It always takes my mind off the actual lift.
It makes sense. And listen, people kind of have this caricature of what science-based lifting is. What it is to me is more along the lines of what's going to work the best. That doesn't mean it has to be based off a study. You can be doing your own experiment.
What he has said there, I 100% agree with. Science-based lifting 100% should not be based just on studies. It should be based on experimentation with yourself. What works better for you? What works best for me might be different from what works best for Jeff Nippard, might be different from what works best for this guy here. Dorian Yates, who I've done a few videos on lately, he is, for me, the ultimate science-based lifter because he experimented, tracked everything he did and optimized everything he did. That's absolutely bang on advice from Jeff there.
Would you be open to taking some science-based advice from me, even though you're the pro? So I just want you to front squat however you normally would. Nice. That was perfect.
I mean, I think a lot of this is quite redundant. You've got a pro bodybuilder. Of course, they're going to be able to barbell, whether they're male or female, they're going to be able to do a empty barbell squat, whether it's a front squat, back squat. Of course, they're going to know basic form. Their basic form is going to be bang on.
So how many times per week do you train your legs?
2 per week.
2 days per week? Okay, so that's perfect as well. How many sets would you say you do for your legs?
I think 10.
So I have nothing for you.
Oh, that's just so stupid because I not look into if this is something that this person is trying to bring up and he's trying to give science-based advice. Why is he not then suggesting other exercises that science shows works better? As an example, I'll harken back to Dorian Yates yet again. He much preferred hack squats and leg presses over traditional barbell back squats. He found that he was able to push the muscle more, wear the muscle more, and get better results from that. Why is Jeff not maybe he's looked at some different exercises there? That would have been a good example of, okay, you're doing everything bang on in terms of what the academia says and what the scientific literature says. But now let's have a look at your exercise selection. Let's have a look at the way that you perform in your reps, for example. Let's have a look at how intense you're training. Let's have a look at, are you going to failure? Are you stopping, 3 RIR? That would have been a really good to get into the nitty-gritty of it. Instead, it's just kind of, he's got his little checklist. Tick, tick, tick. Okay, on to the next person.
That'll allow you to get more reps for your mid-traps after you've exhausted your ability to fully row. So it's basically an extended set beyond failure.
So I'm open to this. It's just another intensity technique. It's a way to take the muscle past failure. Nothing wrong with this at all. Is this even science-based lifting? To me, like, maybe the whole perception of science-based lifting has just gone so silly on the internet lately. This again is, in my opinion, and I've only got a master's. I'm not like, Dr. Mike with his 200 error PhD. I've only got a master's, but this is, I would agree with all of this advice that Jeff's given here.
Even though you're obviously way bigger than me, would you still be open to hearing science-based lifting advice from me?
Absolutely.
Genuinely, what I like about this is the openness of every single one of these pro bodybuilders or these pro athletes here. I genuinely am impressed by their level of humbleness to be able to be open-minded enough to take the advice on. Not that I didn't think there would be, but just think to yourself of, like, when you're in the gym, how many times have you seen someone offered advice, or how many times have maybe you tried to help someone who's not a pro bodybuilder and they're very defensive about, taking that advice?
I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Menzer. That's it.
These guys are some of the best in their profession, and they're open to taking the advice of someone who, at first glance, looks like nothing compared to them. Bringing this back to Dr. Mike, if Mike had more of the openness or the attitude that these pros do, I guarantee Mike would not get dogged on as much as what he has been doing lately. And the science-based lifting community in general wouldn't get dogged on as much. It wouldn't have the stigma that it's got.
Changed the game. I'm more educated than Mike Menzer. I know more things than Mike Menzer.
At the studies on training frequency, they're mostly college-age guys who are not even remotely at your level of muscular development. So it's like, I'm totally open.
Right, this is perfect. This is so good. This is what we've been waiting to hear. And I want to say, like, a massive congratulations to Jeff on this here. I did not realise he was... what's the word I'm looking for? He had this level of awareness. The literature, the science-based lifting literature, which maybe this isn't communicated properly in his other videos. I don't know. I've not watched any Jeff Nippard videos, long-form videos. But what he's saying there is the literature has not been... The science in the literature from the scientific studies and experiments carried out is not using pro bodybuilders as their sample. Trained by JP, UK bodybuilder, very, very kind of popular over here in England. He has been saying this for years, that the literature, the modern literature on training volume is garbage for bodybuilders because it does not take into account the intensity So it's just completely redundant. Dorian Yates, obviously very famous for the high intensity training. Many bodybuilders, higher intensity, you don't hit them as often because you need longer to recover. What Jeff is saying here is bang on, like really, really good stuff.
You can incur so much muscle damage in a session because of the loads you're using, because of how much shear mass there is, that yeah, you just do need a long time for that stuff to get back to baseline.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
And I think that is also a good point to say. Just because the pros don't do that, because the pros do that, doesn't mean that you should be doing that. Dorian Yates in his earlier years trained more frequently. He did a full body routine, then an upper lower routine. He trained each muscle group more frequently than he did when he was kind of winning the Mr. Olympias. His training style changed and he adapted to what he needed for where he was in his career and his level of muscle that he was carrying. Again, bang on advice here. Shreddy was not ready for this kind of interpretation by Jeff. Good video. He came across really well. Just can't pick fault with that whatsoever. Really good video. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to get ready with Shreddy for the next video, we're going to be watching Dr. Mike Israetel's critique of Ronnie Coleman's training. And if he trained like Mike, who knows how many Sandows that Ronnie Coleman could have won. Until next time, remember that this ain't no gimmick. It's a lifestyle.